Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here with some news we got about The Walking Dead. We got some interesting news about the Rick Grimes movie, the first one. We're gonna be talking about the plot and some information that came out about the plot for the first movie, and then also some news about Daryl Dixon in the spin-off movie. So today we're gonna be talking about movies within The Walking Dead. I guess general spoiler warning. I usually give a spoiler warning when I discuss the episodes, but we're not going to be talking too much spoilers, so no worries about that. But also I wanted to say I am going to be doing a Q&A later on this week, so if you wanted to ask a question, go ahead and leave it in the community section of my channel. I have it up on the screen right now. You just go on the channel and then press community, and I have like a post there. Just comment regular like you would on a regular YouTube video, and then I'll be answering these questions later on this week. But with all that being said, let's get into it. Alright, so we got some information today that's really interesting, and I wasn't really expecting this. Really cool stuff, really cool to read about it and just think about it, because we haven't had too much information about Rick Grimes movies or anything like that. But before I get into it, I want to just clarify that this is not like 100% confirmed. This isn't like, guaranteed. These are just like whispers, I like to call it, within the industry, and just people, someone heard something from someone else who heard something from someone else, and articles get published. So nothing is 100% set in stone just yet, but still it's interesting to read and talk about. But yeah, we got some information today about the Rick Grimes movie, and I'm going to go ahead and read this excerpt from the article, and then we're going to talk about it. So the article states that the first Walking Dead movie is going to have Rick being taken to like a human encampment, which is going to be focused like in that place where Rick is going to go. They're going to be focused on finding a cure for the zombie problem, which is really interesting, and that's why I want to talk about it, because that's something that a lot of people have already been talking about and sort of suspecting about this CRM because of the way they've been dealing with stuff, especially Jadis, since we know she's connected with this CRM, and how she was like trading people for Walker, or trading people for food. I don't know. I mean, the A and B thing, she wanted Rick and Negan to get bitten. A lot of weird stuff was going on with Jadis, which I've talked about this in a lot of videos, and people have already suspected this, that whatever group that the Jadis is trading to, which now seems to be the CRM, we know that now, is doing like some sort of human experiment, which is what they also talk about next in the article, that when Rick gets there, he's gonna meet other survivors, and there's gonna be like scientists, and they're gonna be doing experiments on human subjects, and things are gonna get a little bit crazy, and that's what they're saying. Now they're saying now again, I just want to clarify, this is not like 100% confirmed. These are just sources attached to this article, which is We Got This Covered. I'll leave the link in the description down below. But yeah, shout out to them for this information, but sources close to them apparently. Now, that's why I like using the term whispers, because I just feel like these are just like people hearing stuff within the industry. Like one person told someone else, and that person told someone else, and like, oh my God, did you hear about the Rick movie that they're planning on right now? This is gonna happen, and things spread pretty quick, especially in the age of the internet. But this information is like this is something I think a lot of people have already sort of suspected, because of what like how much we know about the CRM. So nothing too like crazy just yet, but still, this is really cool information, because it just sort of like when you read about it, it sort of like broadens your mind. It just like makes you think about it in a different way. Like there's gonna be scientists, there's gonna be human experiments, which your imagination can run wild with that, for The Walking Dead, and seeing like Rick's reaction to that. Like, what do you guys think Rick's reaction is gonna be to that? Well, first, do you guys think this is what the first The Walking Dead movie is gonna be? I know again that the sources aren't like 100% confirmed or anything like that, but do you think this is like a well justified first movie? Because I think it is. They did say they've teased always that the first movie is gonna pick up pretty much where the final Rick Grimes episode ended, season 9, episode 5. So I think we're gonna pick up in the helicopter. Jadis will be there, and we're gonna be getting to the base, which according to this source is gonna be like a human encampment. focused on finding a cure for the zombie problem. Now that's interesting because that's something people have also been talking about, but I think people sort of like gave up hope on that because I mean, at least for the main show, I think people gave up on it before, you know, the universe expanded. I know back in like season like 6 and 7 when we were dealing with like even like before that, like, you know, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, when we were dealing with just human villains, I think like the cure problem went away. Like people weren't really thinking about the cure because they didn't think that something like that would ever happen. Like they didn't think The Walking Dead will ever go back on that. But then they started expanding their, you know, AMC started expanding The Walking Dead to Fear the Walking Dead, The World Beyond, the CRM now, the movies. So I think that cure is going to be coming back and having a part in The Walking Dead. And I think, you know, I just think it fits well. Like I feel like if the show ends without them ever discussing it, or just realistically, there's probably people who are always going to be trying to finding a cure for this. You know, like I remember back in, like, whenever I watched clips of season 1 when they went to the CDC and they were talking to Dr. Jenner, people were really like excited about that, I think, or at least like people sort of missed that aspect of the show, because I saw a lot of people saying that they really wish the show stuck in that direction and focused on the zombie apocalypse itself, or at least like focused more on it, because they sort of just gave up on that whole aspect of it. It sort of became more about the humans instead of the zombie apocalypse, which I think that was the intention of what Robert Kirkman was trying to go for. He wanted it to be like, I think his description of his comic was like a walking, or like a zombie movie that lasts forever. And you know, and it works because obviously The Walking Dead is still a really good show, but I don't think it's gonna hurt you know, to go back in that direction and focus on, you know, something like a cure for the zombie apocalypse, or at least like show people trying to figure it out. I think that'll be pretty cool. And now that the comic book has ended, I think NAMC has sort of expanded their network and their Walking Dead universe. I think obviously it's going to continue on, even I think past the comic book stuff. I mean, the main show might end, but I think all the other properties will still continue because they're original stories. They're not really following the comics. So even though it didn't happen in the comic books, I think AMC, you know, since they have expanded it so much, they are going to focus back on that. So I think that's why this discussion is coming back into play, because before, when it was just The Walking Dead itself, no spin-offs, no nothing, people sort of just thought it wasn't going to happen. But now, since, you know, the AMC has sort of made so many other Walking Dead stuff, I think we will be coming back into play with that. And I think that is what the movies will focus on. Again, I know this source isn't like 100% confirmed, or you know, nothing is like set in stone just yet, but this is already something that I think a lot of people were thinking, and I myself, you know, when I was saying the first movie, when I was giving my theory for the first movie, that's what I was sort of suspecting, that he would go into the community and dealing with these people, and we're gonna learn about these people who are doing experiments on stuff. And I think the Jadis A and B thing, trading people for food, sort of gives that away as well. So I think this is what's going to be going on in the first movie. Let me know if you agree or disagree. But I also want to talk a little bit about that Daryl movie. I made a video talking about it a couple of weeks ago, but we got some more information about it. More people are saying that it's an early development, which it could work if they do it right. Now, I don't want to see like Daryl by himself leave, because that'll be too much. You know, Rick leaving, Michonne leaving, and then Daryl leaving, Maggie leaving. Like, that would be way too much. But if they do it right, in like a sense of maybe like towards the end of The Walking Dead, like get Daryl and a group of people, the remaining survivors go and look for Rick, and then they pop up in the final Rick Grimes movie, go for it. That would be perfect in my opinion. I just don't want to see Daryl leaving on his own. That'll be a little bit, you know, repetitive. But they're saying it's an early development, which it could be. But they were also saying the same thing about Maggie. I remember a bunch of articles coming out saying that a Maggie movie was an early development, which, I mean, again, it could have been an early development, but we saw what happened with that. Maggie's back in the show, and there probably isn't going to be a Maggie movie. So could the same thing happen to the Daryl movie? Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you guys want to see a Daryl movie? It doesn't have to be like a singular Daryl movie, like Daryl leaves on his own, because I would be against that in my opinion. Well, I say that now, but again, it kind of depends how they do it. So I don't want to say too early that I'm against it, but just the idea of Daryl leaving and not coming back, that would be a little bit too repetitive. So let me know what you guys think. In my book, I want to see like Daryl and the group leave at the end and then show up in the final Rick Grimes movie or something like that. That's the way I kind of see it happening, or at least the way I prefer it. But let me know what you guys think about this. And let me know what you guys think about that first Rick Grimes movie. Do you like the sound of that, or do you not think that's going to happen? Or what do you think is going to happen in the first Rick Grimes movie? And what do you think is up with the whole A and B thing? I'm interested to see what other people think about all this. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. I am going to wrap it up there for this video, so hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating. Thank you guys for all the support on these videos. I do appreciate it. And I hope you guys are all doing well. Please stay safe, stay indoors, and I'll see you guys soon.